And we are back. And a year later, in commemoration of its year anniversary, we sat and watched Challengers from 2024, rated R with a runtime of 2 hours and 11 minutes. We caught this on Prime, but it's also playing on MGM Plus and also to buy rent on Prime Video. This comes to us from director Luca Guadagnino with writing credits to Justin Kuritzkes. I apologize if I've said that incorrectly. This, according to IMDb, Tashi, a former tennis prodigy turned coach, transforms her husband into a champion. But to overcome a recent losing streak and redeem himself, he'll need to face off against his former best friend and Tashi's ex-boyfriend. I think that's a good summation of that. This is tagged as psychological drama, steamy romance, comedy, I don't know about that, drama, romance, and sport.
That was not very comedic.
Yeah, I don't think so either. If anything, it was a little cringy.
Yeah, a little bit.
A tad cringy. And frustrating at times. Because
frustrating.
I love Zendaya, but I did not love Tashi.
Not at all.
She was not a fun or nice character. I wanted to punch her in the mouth is what I wanted to do. What do you think?
I don't know. This does not change my love for Zendaya because I just think that she did an amazing job acting as the character of Tashi. But yeah, she was very
unlikable.
I guess you could say that. Yeah, she had sort of like her life centered around the sport.
Mm-hmm. And pretty much nothing else.
Absolutely nothing else. Yeah. She didn't love her husband. She might have loved her daughter. I don't know.
She was nice to the daughter, but I felt like her mother was raising her daughter.
Her mother was, to be honest.
Yeah.
Like the daughter Lily comes in asking to watch a movie, and she's like, why don't you start it with your grandma?
Grandma, right.
So there is that.
And then there's that scene later towards the end where I guess they had put her Lily to bed, and she's walking her mother out, and the mother says, well, when should I pick her up? And she's like, oh, whenever.
Yeah, she's kind of just like handing her off.
Yeah, it's like, it's not even like, oh, I'm going to make breakfast. I'm going to spend some time with Lily and then you come over. It's like, oh, whenever.
Yeah, she's very careless, I want to say.
Kind of. I mean, she definitely spends more time with her husband, Art, but.
Yeah, that's not to say that she likes him any better than her daughter.
Right.
There's more of like a purpose to her.
Right. She's not nice to him. At times, she's kind of cruel. Like that scene again towards the end where she basically says to him, "If you don't win, I'm out the door."
Yeah,
which was like,
so, yeah.
What? Do you think that Tashi liked Patrick?
I don't know. Their relationship was a bit short-lived.
Yes,
but there is the argument that they have in her dorm room. Yes, hers. And I guess she must have liked him to some degree, but she definitely had like a place for him or like a role he had to play for her. And once he said that wasn't him, she definitely got a bit shaken up. I guess it wasn't what she was expecting.
Right. Because,
I don't know, her relationship with Art lasted long enough for them to have a kid. And he was very different from Patrick in the fact that he never stood up to her.
Right.
Or at least not, like, I guess towards the end, they have that weird conversation.
Right, where he tells her that he's going to quit or retire.
He says, like, tell me it doesn't matter if I win tomorrow.
Right.
And even that wasn't really, like, oh, things have to change around here. He was like, he wanted her to say it.
Right.
He wanted her to say it wouldn't matter, and she wouldn't say it.
Say it. Because it did matter. At least to her.
It mattered, like, yeah, that was monumental to her.
Yeah. Everything was about tennis when it came to her. Everything. Yeah. Even in her later career, because she starts out as a tennis prodigy, but she doesn't end the story as a tennis prodigy.
No. Yeah.
So,
I mean, I didn't really like her, but I definitely felt bad for her maybe. Or
That's fair.
I kind of understood some part of her actions. Because, I mean, she was set up to have the craziest career ever. Like, everybody knew her. They had that stupid nickname for her, the Dunkinator. She was
That sounds like a sandwich at Dunkin' Donuts.
It does.
The Dunkinator.
She was set up to have such an insane career. She would have been skyrocketed into fame, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And that's not what happens to her.
Yeah, her career also, much like her relationship with Patrick, is very short-lived.
Yeah, a bit.
What did you think of the Art character?
Out of the three, like, main characters, I guess, yeah, I think he was the one that maybe I liked the most.
Mm-hmm. He was the least offensive.
He was the least offensive. I'd say, because I didn't really have, like, I wasn't really like, oh, I love this guy, so, but I didn't dislike Art at all.
Right.
So, yeah, he was probably my favorite out of the three of them. I don't know, actually.
I mean, they were all human and flawed. And
Very, yeah.
I think some of them more than others. Like, Patrick was just a wreck.
He was
a wreck human being. And he wasn't going to change. He wasn't going to grow up. But I do feel like, I think even though he may have been like a player before Tashi, I think that he would have settled down with Tashi because they were both very assertive and they had ambition and drive when it came to their careers. And I think that if those two had hooked up, they would have been a powerhouse couple.
I mean, they did hook up.
I mean, if they had hooked up and their career had continued into the years subsequent.
That's a big if because I genuinely don't think that I don't think that they would have faced any other ending than the one that they had.
Really? You think so?
Yeah. Okay. With their personalities, I mean, you said that they're both like assertive.
Mm-hmm. And ambitious.
And the ambition part, I mean, that probably, I don't know if that would like take away from their relationship because when they have the argument, Patrick isn't being like a tennis player in that moment. He's being Tashi's boyfriend.
Right.
And she didn't like that.
Right. She wanted somebody she basically wanted somebody, I don't want to say to bully, but to tell them what to do constantly.
Sort of.
I mean, I think that that's another reason why she hooked up with Art.
I guess she just wanted, like
because Art was so desperate for her to love him that he was going to do whatever she said.
Right. I mean, yeah, because when it comes to this movie, I have like the concepts of thoughts in my head, but I can't like put them into sentences.
Okay, that's fine. Don't worry about it. I mean, it's
like I just don't want to like say something in it. Like I'm trying to make a point, and then it's just like that makes no sense.
No, I don't think. I mean, this is a very far out movie. I mean, this is, to me, at the end of the day, this is mindless entertainment. This is supposed to be like a scandalous little love triangle. I mean, I'm not gonna lie. I hated that ending. I hated the
crap out of me.
The ending. I'm like, what the hell just happened? Are you kidding me right now?
I really hate it. I knew where I wanted that movie to go, and it wasn't in that direction at all.
Yeah, same. I think that, I think we Mystery Science Theater the crap out of this film while we were watching it. And I think I turned to you at one point and I said, I would bet that Lily is Patrick's child and not Art's.
Right. I'm
glad
that they didn't like
go into that
or deny that at all, because the scene where the night of Tashi and Art's sort of argument almost, he goes into Lily's room and he sleeps on her bed with his daughter. Mm-hmm. And I did not want to see Art get more crushed than he already was.
Yeah.
Like, I really am happy that they didn't. They weren't like, oh yeah, see that? That's actually Patrick's daughter.
Yeah.
Because that would have just been...
Because we don't know what happened in, what was it, New Orleans?
Atlanta,
sorry. Yeah, we don't know what happened in Atlanta. And they must have seen him. They must have seen Art.
Right.
Because that woman wasn't quiet. She's like, oh, Art, can I get you to... And he saw them, and then all of a sudden he doesn't see them. So then I'm sure in his mind he's thinking, did I see them? Did I just imagine that? Mm-hmm. Do you know what I mean?
Right.
But they were definitely there together.
Together, yes.
And she tells Patrick that she and Art are getting married.
Yeah, she has his grandmother's engagement ring on.
Right. But I don't know if he said something to get her.
What do you mean?
I mean, later on, more in the present, Tashi and Patrick do come together.
Are we like spoiling right now?
Yeah, I mean, this movie's been out for a while. I think it's
a
done.
Single year.
But I think it's done the numbers it's going to do. It's on streaming now. And I mean, if you don't have it, sorry. I always put that we do spoilers in these things, but
okay.
I'm not worried about it.
Right.
I don't mind deep diving if you're up to it.
I would like to. Like I said, I can't really articulate my thoughts properly. Mm-hmm. I've never really been able to do that.
I mean, sometimes things are more obvious than others, and then sometimes they're not. So I feel like a good filmmaker wants you to come into something, enjoy it, but also have your own ideas and thought processes about it. I don't think that, for the most part, at least my interpretation is that a filmmaker presents a storytelling experience to you, and you can do what you want with that storytelling experience, right? There might be things that speak to you from your own personal experience, from your own vantage point, and there's things that you might not know anything about, and like, oh, that was really great. Like, I didn't know that about these people or this moment in time or whatever the situation may be. So I feel like, and I don't know what the thought process of the filmmaker was here, but to me, a good storyteller is somebody that weaves the story, but then you bring your own ideas and experiences to it and then convert it into something more personal. I think here there's a lot of things going on, right? There is the issue of male friendships, right, between Art and Patrick.
Right.
You have the concept of this woman coming in to disrupt that union, right, because that is sort of a relationship. She jokes about being the home wrecker to Art and Patrick consistently. And to some extent she is, right, because once you introduce that romantic relationship, the relationship between Art and Patrick is now altered because now they're not always spending time together because now Patrick is with his girlfriend.
Right.
And in this case, I felt like, and I think I said this to you while we were watching the film, it felt like Art was being Iago, which is a character in Othello. Mm-hmm. And Iago's role in Othello is to make Othello crazy, basically, because he secretly hates Othello. And Othello doesn't know that. And he's thinking that Iago's got his best interests at heart. But people aren't like that always, right? Some people are here for your own benefit, but sometimes people will say shit to just mess you up. Mm-hmm. And I think that in this case, to some extent, Art isn't without flaws and without sin here, because I felt like he very much wanted to... Well, he definitely wanted Tashi, but he definitely wanted to prevent them from becoming closer and having a relationship.
That is true. I mean, yeah.
Because why else would he say the things that he said, right?
Yeah.
Exactly. He tells Tashi, like, oh, I don't know if he sees the relationship in the same way, to the point where she now gets all defensive and like, where do you get this from? Is he seeing other women? So now she has an idea of what possibly could be going on with Patrick. And then when Patrick comes to visit and he's talking to Art, all of a sudden Art's spinning this story of like, well, man, I don't want you to get hurt. And I don't know.
He did all that. And then after her practice match where the career-ending injury happens, he sort of pounces on that, right? Patrick runs to the room.
Right.
And Tashi's already telling him to get out. And it's between them. And then Art stands up and he's like, get the hell out of here right now.
Yeah. Right. And that throws Patrick for a loop because he didn't expect that.
Right. And that's what makes him walk away.
Right.
Because Tashi was yelling at him and he was just like, wait.
Right. And that is the beginning of the end for the relationship between Art and Patrick, because they don't speak for a very long time after that.
It's the beginning, but it is also the end.
Right.
They don't keep in touch after that. And there's nothing else that we see in the story, like any more fights to further damage their relationship. It's kind of already like done, over with and done with. Yeah. And
then from there, Art goes on to have this fabulous career.
Right.
Where he's pretty successful, but now he's at the tail end of his career, to the point where he says to Tashi that he wants to retire, that he's 40 now and he just he wants to retire.
He says he's tired and it's embarrassing to be 40 still doing this.
Right. And I feel like tennis is one of these sports that requires a lot of physicality. You have to be playing your A game. And if you're not,
and you have to want it.
And you have to want it. And I think after a while, Art was done wanting it. Whereas Patrick wasn't.
Right.
And Patrick even goes to Tashi with his outlandish request of...
That scene was so annoying.
Yeah.
But yeah, you're right. Art had the career. Patrick never did, and that's why he never stopped wanting it.
And so when you don't have something, you don't have this point of reference. Now, Art had this fantastic career. He had done all these things. He had won all these accolades. So he was done. He was done. He didn't need to do this anymore. Whereas Tashi, I think something you said while we were watching it, was vicariously living through him.
Yeah.
So she wanted him to continue. And that's why when Patrick approaches her about being the coach, she doesn't throw that phone number away. She puts it in his pocket. Exactly. And I think I turned to you towards the end and I was like, when Art has a conversation with Tashi, I was like, God damn it, she's going to become Patrick's coach.
Yeah, you did say that.
Yeah.
Patrick and Tashi were kind of similar.
Very similar.
Very, very.
Very similar.
Even at the beginning, I was just thinking about like sort of present day, but even the beginning.
Yeah.
Patrick, something happens and he just never takes off. Like during the time period where they're in college, at least Art and Tashi, he calls her and he's like, oh, I lost. And I guess he just never started winning and he just kept going further down. And Tashi was stopped abruptly, so neither of them had the career that they both wanted.
Right.
And so they could keep wanting it while Art was
actually doing it.
Yeah.
And he probably had the least stakes in this. I don't think he wanted the career as much as Patrick and Tashi did.
Yeah, I also don't think so.
Yeah.
At the beginning, before Art even knows about Tashi, there's the part, they do the doubles thing, and they're sitting in the stands, and Art wants to leave, actually.
Mm-hmm.
He wants to go to some party in Long Island, right?
Right, yeah.
And Patrick's like, oh, don't you want to see Tashi? Duncan, don't you want to see Tashi?
Mm-hmm.
And he's like, who's that? Blah, blah, blah. And, yeah, he started off sort of like, just kind of like whatever about it.
Mm-hmm. But then when he sees her, he's just transfixed. Both of them are.
Yeah, I thought that scene was kind of funny how Patrick was the one who liked her first and Art's the one that sort of got her in the end.
And I thought it was interesting because I felt like Patrick didn't take tennis seriously. To him, it was just, I'm a guy with a racket that hits a ball, right? It wasn't
sort
of a sport. It wasn't anything special. It was just, this is the thing that lets me get a paycheck so I don't have to work in my father's company.
Right, yeah, he didn't have to work. That's what he says.
Right. Whereas Tashi, this was sacred. This was religion to her. She ate and breathed tennis. Everything was about tennis. If she could take tennis to bed with her, she probably would.
Yeah.
And then you have Art, who's just basically, he's just along for the ride. All he knows is that he is transfixed with Tashi. He just wants to be in her orbit, and he will do whatever it is that she wants him to do.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. It's funny how the characters change, because you and I both said that Patrick is the more assertive or maybe aggressive one. But yeah, in the beginning, that scene, after the doubles match, he's like, oh, do you want me to throw it? It's so weird.
And then, well, it's interesting because they sort of go back and forth in time telling the story. But the challenger, the tournament that's being played at the end, Patrick gives Art the sign to tell him that he and Tashi have been together intimately.
Yeah.
What did you think of that scene?
That's so annoying.
Did you feel bad for Art?
I feel terrible for Art. He's in the middle of this game that's basically deciding the fate of his marriage. And all of a sudden, his former best friend is like, yeah, I slept with your wife.
What did you think of Patrick in that moment?
I hated him for that bit. And then
did
he
you hate him
nods
before?
at Art. I didn't really care about him before.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I didn't really I don't really care about him.
Okay.
He was just kind of there.
Yeah. What did you think of Tashi?
She got on my nerves.
She was not a good person.
I thought she's a very interesting character, I guess.
She was. She's very layered and she's very flawed. And it seems like, especially at the end, she's trying to hatch up this bargain with Patrick.
Right.
And
do you think, I actually have a question for you.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think during that scene, was she like, how do I say this? Do you think that she's always like kept a thing for Patrick, or that was she just in it for the tennis aspect of it? She asks him
for that favor.
I need you to lose.
Right.
So do you think
that
that's
she
all
slept
it was
with
to
him
her,
for
or
that reason?
Yeah. Do you think that's all it was to her, or did she still sort of
So
harbor feelings?
I think it's both. I think that she wanted to ensure that she did whatever it took to make sure that Patrick threw the match so that Art could win, so that he could get his confidence and then move on to the Opens.
Right.
But I also feel like Tashi there's always going to be a part of Tashi that has a thing for Patrick, because Patrick is an animal like she is when it comes to tennis. He is naturally gifted. Of the two players, he was the better one. Like, you see that sequence in the beginning where young Art is telling Patrick, like, go easy on me tomorrow.
Yeah, that's
so
true.
Patrick was always the better player.
Right.
However, Art was good enough, because she even says when they were in Stanford, oh, he's gotten better since he's been here.
Mm-hmm.
And with her directing his career, he's had an amazing career.
Right.
Probably the career that she would have wanted had she been able to play.
Right.
So I think that in that sense, I think Tashi will always have a soft spot for Patrick. And I think that even though she's married to Art, I don't know that she's in love with Art, but I do think she cares about Art.
Right.
But I feel like at the end of the day, Tashi is all for Team Tashi and will do whatever it takes to continue this tennis empire. I'm surprised she didn't put a racket in that little kid's hands.
I was just thinking that.
Yeah. To be honest, I'm surprised she didn't have that kid kitted out in a little tennis outfit with a racket in her hand.
Right. The thing I liked Tashi somewhat. I mean, I didn't really like her, but I liked the fact about her, I guess, that she seemed like she was always searching for something, and that was playing real tennis. There's a scene on the beach from the 13 years ago time frame, like 2006, right? And it's right after her match with that Anna Bueller, I think.
Yeah, Mueller.
Mueller? Yeah. And she beats her, but she screams at the end of their match. And it's because she explains to them for 15 seconds there, they were playing real tennis. It was like they were in a relationship, they were in love, they went somewhere else. And I like that scene a lot, because at the end, she screams again in the stands this time. And it's to Art and Patrick.
Right.
And because they've just played real tennis. Yes. I like those two scenes. I thought that they were both interesting, I guess.
And good bookends, because one happens towards the beginning and one happens towards the end.
It is that is the end. Yeah. I really liked it. I can't explain how, like, exactly I feel. Like, I don't know. I think all the comments, Tashi being a home wrecker, the scene in the hotel, the real tennis at the end, her whole monologue about it being the two players being in love. It was just, Art and Patrick were really like homoerotic or whatever. I don't know like the term.
Yeah.
It was just, I don't know. They were always together.
I think there's a little bit of all of that especially in Luca's films, I feel like. But even here, I think there's a little bit of that. I mean, there's that scene, to your point, in the hotel room where she's kissing both of them, and all of a sudden she sort of orchestrates them kissing each other, and they don't even realize that they're kissing each other, right?
They're so
into kissing that in the moment that they don't realize that she's not even there anymore. It's just them.
There's so much stuff happening in this
film. Yeah. I think another thing that I really, really liked, and she's not a likable character, but I do like this showing Tashi as this very determined, very singularly focused woman.
Right. I was thinking she's sort of like a one-track mind.
She really does. And I think that you don't see that a lot, especially in women characters. She is a force of nature to the point where she's orchestrating all these things to happen the way she wants them to happen, right? There's a reason why Art is playing at the Challengers.
Yeah, she wants him to go against Patrick.
Exactly, so that he can build up his confidence.
Right.
So
because they lit the fires under each other. All three of them lit fires under
each other. Right. So in some way, their stories continue and they will always be interwoven with each other.
Right.
I think Art and Patrick have that history from youth of being the best of friends.
Right.
To even sharing the same woman.
So, yeah.
And she will always have a hand in both of their lives. She even makes a comment like, I've taken care of my 2 white boys, right?
God, that's stupid.
But to some extent, yes. I mean, she made sure that Art had this fantastic career. She strategized. I mean, she has her laptop open. She's not even interacting with her own child.
No,
she has her laptop open, strategizing on how to get him to that next level.
They play his game over and over again. That's the scene where her daughter asks, "Can we watch a movie? Can we watch a movie?"
Right.
She's like, "You started with grandma," because she's still going it over with Art.
With Art, right. Because this is all Tashi is for.
Right.
Even with her busted leg. Even with her busted knee that will never allow her to play the way she used to play.
Right.
She is just completely devoted to the sport of tennis.
Yeah. That's like her great love.
Right. Even more so than Art or Patrick.
Yes. Out of both of them, she would always choose tennis. Over either.
Yes, I agree. I agree as well. Anything else you want to add before we wrap it up?
I don't know.
Did you like the film?
I did.
Yeah.
I remember when it came out, I swore off watching it because
it seemed icky.
Yeah, I don't know. Last year, I don't want to say like, oh, I've changed so much, but I guess I'm more like chill because I'm not doing the stuff that Tashi was doing. I remember like, oh, that's so weird. Like, I can't believe that this is happening. Or I don't know.
Yeah, but we could still watch movies like this because I think it's interesting to see that kind of storytelling because, again, I don't think that this is
realistic.
Well, not to us, right? We're not these types of people.
No.
And I'm actually scandalized looking at it because it's like, I think I turned to you when Art says to Tashi, "I love you," and she goes, "I know." And I was like, oh, I hate that.
I would never say
if your father said that to me, I would kick him right in the crotch. But yeah, so these are very flawed, very nuanced people that are very selfish and unawares, I guess. Yeah. If you're going to give this a 1 to a 10, G, what would you give it?
Maybe I would give it an 8.
An 8?
I enjoyed the film a lot. Like I said, I swore it off. I did swear it off, not just because of the stuff she was doing. And back then I was like, no, I don't want to see that. But because of that line, I think I told you the little, like, I'm taking such good care of my wife. Like, I laughed really hard at that, but it was also really cringy. I don't know why she said it like that. Yeah. And especially during that scene, like, that was sort of like, I was kind of like, oh, this is serious. And then she says it, and if I was Patrick, I would have laughed in her face. I would have laughed really hard. And I completely forgot about that until, like, we watched it, and I saw it, and I was like, oh, my God, I forgot she said that.
Yeah. It's cringe. It's not yeah. Yeah.
But, yeah.
And we don't know what's going to happen afterwards, but I feel like we could surmise that I think that Art will quit or retire so that he could spend time at the foundation or with his daughter. And I do believe Tashi will coach Patrick.
Right. She's sort of getting like a second chance, or it's like a rebirth for her.
Yeah. Yeah.
She gets to build this guy up from literally nothing.
Nothing.
Sleeping in his car and he smells.
What a
or whatever.
wreck. My God. Going out with women just to have a place to stay.
Right. Ooh.
Oof. Yeah.
I felt a
He's
little bit
made
bad
some
for
very
him in
poor
that scene,
choices
but
in his
jeez.
life.
That scene made me kind of uncomfortable because he's on a date with that woman and then he goes to speak with Tashi and he just leaves her there.
Yeah, yeah.
And then
he
comes
actually
back.
leaves and then he comes back.
And then he comes back. It's like
he's
she's
like,
an afterthought. He has to remind himself, oh, I'm on a date.
Date.
I need a place to stay.
Oy, 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 oy.
I felt bad for her, but yeah.
So
whatever.
you say 8?
I went, yes. Even with all the stuff that happens in it, I enjoyed the film. I have a lot of thoughts about it or whatever, and I thought that it was good, and I was entertained, and I didn't look at my phone.
Would you watch it again?
Maybe when I'm older and
like not right away. Yeah.
No, yeah. I have to. I don't know. I need to get like smarter or something to understand the film
Stop
better.
it, crazy girl. I think I would give this a 7. I think from where it starts to where it ends, it's kind of an interesting storytelling experience because there is a lot of jumping around as far as the timeline goes. So you really have to pay attention to figure out where in the timeline you are. It does a good job of differentiating things of where in the timeline you are, but you still have to focus and pay attention. I think that all the actors, Mike Faist, Josh O'Connor and Zendaya do a really magnificent job of telling this story. It's a little crazy. It's a little muddied. These people are not good people. And it definitely takes you on this ride of discovery. I think it's an interestingly told story, and it definitely warrants watching. I think, like I usually say, if you're a film student, you should absolutely be consuming everything. And this is no different here. Luca's an amazing director and always tells interesting, fascinating stories with interesting, fascinating characters. And he does it here again. Doesn't mean that you have to love these characters. If anything, a lot of them are unlikable, but it still doesn't take away from the storytelling experience. So for that, I am grateful. And I think that the director does a really fantastic job. And the screenwriter does a really great job of weaving this very complicated and very layered story to tell the story of these 3 individuals and how they all intersect and come together. So I would absolutely recommend it. Again, this is 2004's Challengers.
2004?
2024, sorry. 2024's Challengers, tagged as drama, romance, and sport, as well as steamy romance, comedy, and drama. I still don't get the comedy.
Not really, no.
This is rated R, comes in at 2 hours and 11 minutes, and is currently streaming on Prime Video and MGM Plus. Check it out. And definitely don't forget to like, subscribe, and follow us. And tell us your thoughts in the comments, please. What do you think of Challengers? Who did you think was the best character? Who would you have picked between Art and Patrick? I had to think about his name for a second. Let us know in the comments. And with that, we will bid you all a
good night.
good night.